If you are in a relationship right now, let me turn you on to the Ritual app. You are going to schedule your one-on-one session live with your clinician every week. I happen to be one of them. And in preparation for these sessions, you and your partner every single week, you're going to look at your video content that is curated for you and your partner. And you're going to learn the relationship skills that you need to really keep your relationship running smoothly and to keep both of you strong and emotionally healthy. And you're going to meet with your clinician afterwards. You're going to take the assessment. You're going to do your journal prompts and take the assessment so your clinician can find out how you're doing and how things are going in your relationship and the areas that you may need to get stronger in. But Ritual is an absolutely amazing app. It's going to help keep your relationship on track. It's going to give you that curated time with your partner every week to work on your relationship. And so I want you to check out the link at the bottom of this video and click on it, and you will get 20% off of the Ritual app. You also have the opportunity to message your clinician in between sessions. So you can also do that. But it is an absolutely amazing tool, a great modern day tool for couples to keep their relationship strong and healthy. So check out the Ritual app today, and don't forget to use my link to get 20% off of your first month of Ritual. And if you'd like to work with me, please let them know you're interested in working with Anita Stoudmire.
Oh, I'm back. All right, I'm going to chew some gum. Let me see if I got some gum. Because my mouth just feels, bleh. My mouth feels, yeah. Let me see if I got some gum in here. All right, I got this Mento, and I'm going to chew it just to freshen my mouth up. Because my mouth feels, yeah. Good afternoon. So, I gotta head to my mama's. Let me block somebody. Hey, Jermaine, how you doing? Okay, I can't find this person. I'm trying to block somebody. I can't find them, but anyway. I just want to come on real quick, give this quick PSA. And I've done this before. And, you know, it's the middle of the year, so maybe I need to do it again. Maybe y'all have forgotten. But I support free speech. Okay? If you don't know anything else about me, know that I support free speech. And what that looks like is we can disagree. We can have a difference of opinion, right? You do not have to support, you know, what I support or believe in what I believe in, right? You are entitled. I'm the first person to tell you, you are entitled to your thoughts and your opinions. You are entitled to believe what you want to believe. Now, if you over here on my platform, as long as you are not disrespectful, as long as you are not bullying or abusive to me or other people, you may stay. You may stay. But because all that's going to happen is I'm going to ignore you. Like, that's all that's going to happen. I'm going to ignore you. You're going to continue to comment under my posts, or you're going to continue to try to engage me, and I'm just going to ignore you. I'm real good at that. Okay, real good. So just know that. Okay, but I believe in free speech. I support free speech. I support a difference of opinion. Thank you. I support a difference of opinion. And, you know, that's all good. That's all good. But what you're not going to do is disrespect me. You are not going to disrespect the people that support me, You're not going to name call. You're not going to, just be crass and rude. Now then I have to block you. Okay. But we can have a difference of opinion. All right. And there are many people on my platform that do. They have a difference of opinion with Anita. And as long as you are respectful, then fine. I can handle it. I'm very thick-skinned. I had a girlfriend who watched a couple of my videos, and she went into the comments and she was like, God darn, like, do you read this every day? Do you read all these comments? I'm like, yeah, I read these comments. I read all of them. I don't respond to most of them, but I read all of them. She's like, well, what do you think? Like, don't they hurt your feelings? I was like, I don't know these people. I don't know them. I have to actually care about you to be offended by you. I have to actually know you and like you and care about you and think your life is better than mine. Like, there's a little checklist I have to go through in my head before I will allow myself to be offended. Some of y'all need to do that too, right? Do I know this person in real life? Okay. It's like the little diagram where if answer yes, go here. If answer no, go this way, right? All that goes on in my head. Okay. Yeah. Say what you want. Okay. I asked for the 50 questions women should ask before having sex so that I could understand if I'm ready for them. Did you send me an email? If you sent me an email, then you probably got it. Okay. Send me an email at info@betterlovemovement.com. If we all thought alike, we'd be like robots with limited operations, but the difference can always be expressed respectfully. Correct. Okay. He said, yes, stay with the good. That's all that matters. Stay blessed. Thank you. Okay. Send me another one because I literally responded to every single email that I got. So please send me another one at info@betterlovemovement.com. Because people are emailing me about the 7 levels of intimacy. I don't remember your name, but I would say, or you can send it to betterlovemovement@gmail.com. So, but yeah, everybody that requested it got it. But yes, be respectful, be kind to others. That's all I ask. And not just to me, but the people on my platform, the people that support what I'm doing. And I had a gentleman, he's going back and forth, I guess, with another gentleman. They're just going back and forth, going back and forth. Then he gonna pull me in it. He gonna at me and pull me in it. Sir, sir, and look what I told him. I'm going to express what I think. I'm going to express what I believe. Okay? Yes, we are living in the end times. We're living in a time right now that people don't have sense God gave a monkey, and that's making monkeys look bad. There are some people that do need somebody to tell them how to live. They need somebody to tell them what to do, because their actions are not only hurting themselves, but hurting other people. So this idea that, you're trying to oppress people, or you're calling for people not to have free agency and all of this and that or whatever. Yeah, if their actions are not hurting other people, if they're, because this is the logic I used, right? Yes, do people have every right to destroy themselves? They do. They have every right to destroy themselves, destroy their lives. However, because we are good moral people, right? Because we are ethical in how we do things, we are not going to be aware of a person wanting to delete themselves and just let them do it. Like, that's not how we work. That was the analogy I gave. Like, yes, we're going to do everything in our power to try to keep that person from doing that, because that is the moral, right, ethical thing to do. We're not going to let someone take themselves out under the guise of, if that's what they want to do, it's their right. It's their right. It is their right. But being a good, moral, upstanding person says, no, I cannot stand by and let someone take themselves out. Like, that's why our police exist, the fire stations, the psych hospitals and the hospitals. Like, no, if we find out a person has that ideation, we're going to do everything in our power to save that person's life. And I believe that's true about some of the things that our people are doing out here in the street. We need to speak on it. We need to say something about it. We need to say, hey, this isn't good. This isn't good for you. This isn't good for us. This isn't good for the society. Like, we have to speak up about it. The reason why things are so out of hand, because we have a large percentage of people that are sitting on the fence. That's a big reason why we're here. All these people sitting on the fence. They won't jump off on one side or the other. Well, if they like it, I love it. That's how we got here. That's a big part of how we got here. So I stand for something. I stand for something. And you know what? Maybe that gentleman stands for the opposite of what I stand for. So if he's saying, hey, I stand for something too, and it's the opposite of what you stand for. Okay. Again, I have no problem with it. As long as you're not coming on my platform, you're not being disrespectful, you're not being, funny, you're not bullying, you're not abusing people with your language. Okay. But I sure enough stand for what I stand for. Sure enough. I sure enough destroying other people. And I'm not going to be quiet. I'm not going to stand by and watch it happen. So here's what we know about pornography. I've done a lot of posting about pornography, but here's what we know about it is that, it's a $1 billion industry, and you have adult performers, men and women. And let's be clear. Pornography is built on the backs of women. Okay. A lot of it was produced and owned by men, but it is built on the backs of women. That's why the women make like 10 times more than the male actors do. All right. So for those men out there, oh, we don't need no women. Okay, then don't access porn again, because that is built on the backs of women. And so, yes, you have these adult people, 18 and up, that can be in these movies, right? And here's what we know, most of them, I'm not even going to say all of them, but I would say the majority of them have problems. They have issues. They have family issues. They have, being abused issues or addiction issues. They have issues. Nobody in their normal right mind would want to do that as a profession. And so they wound up doing this, okay? They are damaging and hurting themselves. Well, they're 18. They're allowed to do it. Okay. They're damaging and hurting themselves. But here's the bad news. So all these movies that they're in, how many millions of people are they damaging? How many millions of addicted men, millions of addicted boys, millions of addicted women? We have got to stop this toxic individualism, this toxic, it's all about me, and it's all about me doing what I want to do. And that doesn't affect anyone else. We all are connected. I've said this hundreds of times. We all are energetically and spiritually connected. So that woman in California who just turned 19 and wants to perform in adult films, she makes a bunch of adult films, and not only do they destroy her, they destroy her friends, they destroy the man, they destroy the people watching. Like, we're all connected. We're all connected. And that is what, we're totally getting away from that. And I actually screenshot under a video, I can't remember which video it was, but I screenshot a comment about how, and it was that toxic individualism. Well, I don't know anybody, anything. I don't need anybody. I'm perfectly fine on my own, and I should be able to do whatever I want, and I'm not hurting anybody and this and that. But energetically you are. Spiritually you are. And understand this. This is spiritually how it works, right? This is what people don't recognize. Spiritually, this is how we're all connected, and this is how we're all, if we're not careful, we're all creating damage for other people. You ready? So I'm a loner, right? Maybe I'm on Reddit. Maybe I play video games, but I'm pretty much a loner. I don't have any friends. I don't have any girlfriend. And, I work a full-time job somewhere. I come home, or maybe I work from home, and, I live by myself, and, I'm just, making meals, eating them at night, and, watching a little TV or playing video games. And, I'm just on my own. I'm just by myself. And so as this progresses, no friends, no family, no real responsibilities other than myself, my mental health gets worse and worse. My family starts calling or trying to check in on me. Hey, how's it going? You met somebody? You got any friends? No, nothing's really changed. And my mental health is just going down. And I'm starting to watch porn. I'm falling into that. And before you know it, because you need to understand something, the way humans are created, we are social beings. We are pack animals. So when we don't have that, it's like a switch flips inside of us. And so now I'm starting to have these really dark thoughts. I'm having a lot of dark thoughts, and, I don't have any friends. I don't have a girlfriend. I start being envious of people I know at work, or envious of people I know maybe that live in my apartment building. I see them happy. I see them going out. I see them going on dates. And I get darker and darker and darker. But, according to everybody else, that's my problem, right? It's nobody else's problem but mine. That's my problem. And before long, I start to act out. I start to have very dark thoughts, and I act out. And before you know it, I'm out in the mall somewhere shooting them all up. Oh, but, it's nobody else's problem. It's nobody else's issue, right? So the fact that my life is messed up, the fact that I don't have friends, I don't have a significant other, the fact that I'm not socialized, that's nobody else's problem. It's just my problem. Until I go out and I shoot up malls. Then it's everybody else's problem. It's all of our problem. It's all of our problem. And even if that same man went and deleted himself, it is still all of our problem. That problem is all of our problem. Same for women. Same for women. Now, women don't tend to be as aggressive. Women don't tend to be mass shooters. Women don't tend to, they tend to cry out for help because women are relational. But it's all of our problem. And we have got to stop this toxic, be by yourself, fend for yourself, take care of yourself. It's nobody else's problem. You need to do you. Like, that is incredibly damaging. What do we do? What do we do to people when they're in jail? Now, you already locked away from regular society. Now, you in jail and you act out, right? You in jail and you act out. You start acting a fool. What do they do? What's the punishment if you are in jail and you start causing a bunch of ruckus? You start acting out. What do they do? What's the punishment? The punishment is solitary confinement. Think about that. They take you away from everyone. That is a punishment. That has driven people crazy. And yet, the culture today says we should volunteer for that. We should volunteer for a solitary life. That is the last thing we need. That is the last thing we should do, is volunteer for a solitary life. That is a destructive and damaging existence. Okay? So that's one of my solutions. That has to change. We have to get reconnected to community. And it is in those communities that there will be a level of accountability and responsibility. One of the things I hate about dating apps so much is the lack of accountability or responsibility. Like, men are put in a space with some women, probably not a whole lot of women, but some women, and they act out. Like, they act out. They act ugly. They say ugly things, and they do ugly things on the app because they don't know these women, and these women don't really know them. Now, who's going to slap them on the wrist? And do you know, I had one young lady that I was working with. She said, Miss Anita, I reported this guy over and over, and me and my girlfriends, They didn't delete his profile. They didn't take him off the app. They left him right on that app. They made it so that some of us couldn't see him, but he was not taken off the app. And that's why y'all need to leave this stuff alone. Okay? But there's no accountability. And think about it. What is the app? What they do about taking him off? I mean, that's money they're losing. They're not going to lose revenue. They're not going to ban these guys and take them off the app and lose revenue. That's not going to happen. They're going to keep you from seeing them, but they are going to let that man continue to do what he's doing, which is be completely inappropriate, which is be verbally abusive. Okay? So save yourself. Save yourself, ladies. Like, you're signing up for the foolishness. At this point, like, you've been issued so many warnings, like, it's on you now. Like, it's on you. I really don't have anything else to say because it's on you. You've been issued warning after warning after warning about these apps. You got women on these apps that are, going out and meeting people and not coming back, and just all kind of craziness. So at some point, we have to wake up. We have to leave them alone. And you got to recognize it's a lot of low quality people on the app. When you going on there, it's low quality people. Because can I be real? You ready? If you a 7 or above, you don't need to use no app. Like, you don't need no app. If you a 7 or 8 or 9 or a 10, come on, baby, you good. You good. You see me. Like, I go out all the time. Like, yeah, you see me, and men see me. You see me. Let's not do that. Now, the men need to get a little bolder. The men need to get a little braver. And the women need to be more open and more receiving to that. But if those two things were to happen, we're fine. You see me. You see me. I see you. You see me. Okay? That's it. But there are low quality people on these dating apps. People who are below a 7, because you ain't going to see no 8s, 9s, and 10s, on no dating app. That's not going to happen. But, ladies, please take the hint. Please take the hint. Leave them alone. Leave the apps alone. Okay? Please. Thank you. Leave the apps alone. All right, gentlemen? I encourage you to do the same thing. I don't think it's any better for y'all, if I'm being honest. But you just got to get your social skills up. You got to learn how to talk to people again. You got to learn how to re-engage with people. And you got to get brave. Like, a lot of this is just pure on courage. You got to have the courage to, be rejected. As I said before, you should want people to reject you. You should want the wrong people to reject you. I do. When I look at some of my past dates and these guys, oh, no. Okay. Whew, thank God. Thank God. That was not for me. That was not my person. That was not the man for me. And thank God that man rejected me. That's it. She said, you are one of the few coaches who discourages the use of dating apps. Because, can I be honest? Can I be totally truthful with you? A lot of those coaches are being paid to promote dating apps. They're being paid to promote dating apps. And they've been indoctrinated. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of us have just been indoctrinated. Think about it. Tinder has only been in existence for 12 years, right? So I'm 56. That has a lot to do with it too. These other dating coaches are in their 20s and 30s. I'm 56. So I know there are other ways to meet people because I've never met a man on a dating app and had a relationship with him. I've never met a man on a dating app and fell in love with him, got married to him, none of the above. I've gone on a lot of dates. I've gone on a whole lot of dates. But no, every man that I've been with, that I've loved and has loved me, I didn't meet him on a dating app. I didn't meet him on a dating site. Dating sites have been in existence for about 23 years. I think Match.com came out in 2001. And that's a website, right? Or 2000. So they've been out since the 2000s. So let's say 24 years. But what have I done in the last 24 years? So I've met men and been in relationships. I've been married. So clearly I had a way, to meet men before dating websites and before dating apps. because I've met and dated and fell in love with men. So, and they've fallen in love with me. But like I was telling someone earlier today, do not take my advice. Okay? I said this to a lady earlier. You know what? Don't take my advice. I want you to go on there and get your own results. That's it. Go on the dating app. Stay on there for 6 months. This is what I told the woman. I said, go on the dating app and stay on the dating app for 6 months. Do not delete it. Do not, not go on it. Like literally, go on it as often as you need to for 6 straight months and tell me what happens. So don't believe me. Don't take my advice. Do exactly what you plan on doing, which is setting up your profile and go on the dating app. And at the end of the year, that's what I told her. It's what, July 7th? What's today? July 8th? I don't know. Okay, it's July 8th. I told her, I'm going to check back with you on December 31st. Tell me what happened between July 8th and December 31st. And that's your answer. That's your answer. Okay? Don't listen to Anita. Just do your own research. Anita did. I was on dating apps for 2 whole years. Every week. I wasn't on there every day, but every week was checking it, messaging, calling through the app. And some people I messaged outside the app and met up with and had dates. 2 whole years I did that. 2 whole entire years, Anita's profile never left 5 dating apps. Okay? And I saw the same men. I saw the same men over and over and over. They've been on there. There was some men I saw on there from 2012. So don't take my advice. I want you to go on there yourself. And look, you can even have a professional write your bio, right? Have a professional write your bio. Have a professional pick your pictures. I used to do that. That was one of the services that I offered. I don't anymore. I don't offer that service anymore. Nope. But I used to do that. I used to write people's bios. I would pick all their pictures out. 6 months later, oh, this sucks. I know. I know, but you're hard-headed. You got to see for yourself. So I know it do. But you know what? I'm willing to let you find out for yourself. Okay? Everybody got to find out for themselves. That's it. Brianne Nicole says, people try to convince me that times are changing and that's the new thing, but I refuse. No, it's not. Yeah, don't let them sell you that. They're trying to sell you, sell you a nightmare. Nope. You just need to be a part of a community. And again, because we live in this society that's all about toxic individualism and we don't need people and it's all about self-love. It's all about, taking care of yourself and loving yourself. Yes, that is a part of it. We need people. We need friends. We need to belong. I do. I have a small circle of friends that I just belong. I be crazy. I be crazy. I be talking crazy. I be acting crazy. And they get it. They get it. They get me. Okay? I don't have to be someone I'm not. That's what we need more of. Community. We need more community. We need more spaces in which people can connect, whether it's over faith, whether it's over hobbies, whether it's over interests, whether it's over whatever. We need to have community. And what's so wonderful about community, right? There's accountability in community. So just like Meetup, perfect. This is a perfect example. This is a perfect story. Years ago, I was in Meetup. I've been in Meetup since its inception. Like since Meetup, I can't remember what year it was, but it's been years I've been in Meetup. And so there's one particular Meetup group I was in and still in to this day. And this guy came from Baltimore, came out of town, and, he joined our Meetup. And, he was just going out to meetups. We're doing different stuff, whatever. I thought, oh, this is a cool guy. He's coming from out of town, whatever. But he is running through Meetup. Like, he is running through the women in Meetup. And then he trying to talk to me. He trying to talk to this one and that one. And we dating. I'm thinking, okay, what in the world is this? Why is this man just running through all the women on Meetup? So eventually we all get wise. And we start talking. And I'm like, yeah, I went out with him too, girl. Oh, yeah, I went out with him last week. And before you know it, all these people were like, yeah, what's up? You just trying to date everybody in the meetup group? Like, what's going on? Like, he got a level of accountability. Like, hey, this is not cool. Either you pick someone that you're truly interested in, but you trying to date everybody in the meetup group isn't cool, because we're all going to keep seeing each other. But there is a level of accountability there. The person who runs the meetup group can hold it accountable. The other members of the meetup group, like that guy couldn't cut a fool and think that he wasn't going to be talked about. Oh, you're going to be talked about, right? You can't be in a running group. You can't be in a pickleball group. And let's say you meet someone in that group and y'all go out and it don't go well. Oh, trust is going to get back to the group. Like, the group is going to find out. And guess what? It should. It should find out. It should find out that you a fool, that you out here trying to play people, or you out here being reckless. The group should find out, because that is what we've used. There's a fire truck coming, y'all. Okay, he coming past me. There we go. Because it's raining out here, so somebody done got in an accident. But that is what our society has used for hundreds and hundreds of years. We have used community. And that's how we've kept people in check. That's how we've applied shame and guilt. Because, people knew, like, oh, I'm in this group, and if this relationship with Anita goes south, my name is Mud. My name is Mud. See? And that's how it should be. That's exactly how it should be. Now, you need to carry me correctly, which is, oh, Anita, I know we've been out once or twice, but, I don't really feel a connection. I don't think we're a good fit for each other. Okay, all right. And even if I like you, all right, I really, what bad thing could I have to say? I really liked him. Unfortunately, he didn't feel that way about me. Like, but I'm not talking about those men. I'm talking about I'm out here trying to play you and play her, or I'm out here, being aggressive or sexually aggressive. People need to know that about you. And honestly, a lot of men do that because they know they can get away with it. They know they can cut a fool, and who gonna check them? Who gonna say something to them? What's the consequence of that action? For most of them, nothing. And definitely on dating apps, there is zero consequences for the men who behave badly. And that's why some of the things the women been telling me, starting off with back shots, ? What's your favorite sex position? ? What that mouth do? ? These are how the messages are starting. Open to coming over tonight? ? Or do you like this or that? Or what? And then you have a large percentage of men. I kid you not. You have a large percentage of men on these dating apps that don't want to date. They don't want to date. And that's why either the name has to change, something has to change. Because there's a large percentage of men on these apps that don't want dating. They don't want relationship. They don't want to take you out or get to know you. It's like, call it hoe app. Call it prostitution app. Or I don't know. Call it something else. Because it's not a dating app. Call it hoe app. Call it prostitution app. Call it, I don't know. I don't know. Free sex app. I don't know. But can I be honest? If we did that, there probably wouldn't be no women on it. Like, if we actually called the app what it is, there wouldn't be no women on it. So, of course, they got to lie. Oh, this is how you meet your mate. And, oh, this is how you're going to find the love of your life. And Hinge is meant to be deleted. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hinge is not no fool. They ain't trying to get you to get off that app. They're trying to get you to stay on that app and give them money month after month after month. Nope. Things are so crazy. Yeah, tell me about it. Tracy says, my community is fire. That's right. Join a community. Join multiple communities. So I am in multiple communities. I'm in the pickleball community. I'm in the dog park community. I'm in the RVA 40 plus community. We do a lot of different things. I'm in the women's, what is it called? The short ladies or short pump community. I'm in a lot of communities, y'all. And that is the answer, is meeting people through your community. Maybe it's because men aren't approaching women like that anymore. I remember back in 2015, 2018, I used to get approached all the time. It doesn't happen as often anymore. Yeah, I agree. But there's lots of reasons for that. And it's not about blame, just people. People have changed, you know, women have changed, men have changed, or their approach has changed. And so now this is what we got, which is a whole lot of foolishness. And so we gotta do something different. But if they actually called the app what it really is, there wouldn't be probably a single woman on it. That's why they're not going to do that, because they know that no women would sign up for that, to be that brazen. I mean, maybe a 1% chance. There'd probably be a 1% chance of women signing up to be on the whole app. And it'd be, what, 99% men? 99% men and 1% women. That ain't no fun. And look, men will be swiping, and they be swiping for like 2 minutes, and that's all the women. They'd be like, yeah, that's it. That's all the women. That's all the women. Oh, he says vaccine has changed people also. Yeah, I don't mess with that. I had a friend, look, I told a story to another friend of mine, and I had a colleague was talking about, this was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. She was like, yeah, you know, I'm having all these health issues and this and that and the third, and the doctor seems to think it might have something to do with the vaccine. And so I'm just listening. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that, right? And so she stopped mid-sentence. I kid you not. She stopped mid-sentence and she said, you never got that vaccine, did you? And I said, nope. I stand on something. See, that's what a lot of y'all don't realize about me. I stand on something. I don't live in fear. That's number one. I don't live in fear. I live in faith. I love God. I believe him. I believe the word. And like I said before on here, if, you know, it's in his will for that COVID to take me out, then that's what's going to happen. But I'm not taking that. I'm not putting that in my body. So, no. So, yep. Good name for a service, HOAP. Yeah, they just need to call it what it is. And like I said, here's why they don't, though, because there wouldn't be any women signing up. So they'd have 1% women, they'd have 99% men, and, you know, they'd make a killing probably the first 2 or 3 months waiting for women to show up. And when they never did, then the men would leave too. But if that's in fact what you want, then just do that. Look, y'all, I finished looking at the Ashley Madison documentary. So I finished watching it. And apparently Ashley Madison is still a thing. There's still an app or a website for Ashley Madison. They say they have over 70 million subscribers. And honestly, like, I'd rather all the people go there. Like, go to Ashley Madison, right? Go there. Let people know straight away what you're looking for. And then here's what they ain't telling y'all. This is what Ashley Madison ain't telling y'all. And this is from its inception until now. They're not telling you all that, again, their numbers are skewed. They're not a whole lot of women in these spaces. They're not a whole lot of women on these websites. There's not a whole lot of women on these apps. So what you got, 10%? You got 10% of the people signed up that are female, maybe 15. That's stretching. Maybe 15%. That leaves 85% men. So 85% of men are on these spaces trying to get laid, with 15% of women. So come on now. If you do not, yeah, he said, amen. If you do not stand for something, you will fall for everything. Yeah, that's definitely not me. I stand for things to a fault. I hurt my own self standing for things. I really do. She said a doctor actually admitted this out loud. Shocking. Most will not consider or admit it was a total scam fail. Now, this was a colleague of mine, a fellow therapist, and not a medical doctor, but a fellow therapist. And she was just saying, like, yeah, I'm having all these health issues, and the doctor's saying it might be related to the vaccine. And, and she was just saying, she looked me dead in my face like, you didn't take this. I was like, no. And that's not something I readily admitted, especially back then. Oh my God. Let me tell y'all. So the year after, I think it was 21. Yeah, it was 21. Our meetup group met at a restaurant. I remember this like it was yesterday. Our meetup group met at a restaurant. There were 10 women that were all there for dinner. And we got on the subject of the pandemic. We got on the subject of COVID, which, I tended to ignore, right? So I added it to the list of like politics, religion, COVID. Don't talk about that. But we get on the subject of it, and everybody's talking about getting the booster and blah, diddy, blah, and this and that and whatever. And I can't remember how it came up, but somebody said something to me like, did you have any side effects from the shot, or something to that effect? Did you have any side effects from the shot, or did anything happen when you get the shot? And I said, I didn't get no shot. That's another thing. I ain't gonna lie. That's got me in a lot of trouble in my life. Like, if you ask me straight head on, I ain't gonna lie. And that's got me in a lot of trouble. Now, I'm gonna try to keep my mouth closed. But if you ask me point blank, period, like, hey, did you do this? I'm not gonna lie. But the lady was like, oh, did you have any side effects? And it was like 10 women at this long table. It was me sitting here, her sitting here, and another lady. So we're just talking between the three of us. And she said, yeah, did you have any side effects or anything when you got the shot? And I said, I didn't get the shot. You could have heard a pin drop at that table. Everybody at that table, here I'm thinking we just talking right amongst us. Everybody at that table heard what I said. One lady who is still in our group, and I've not crossed paths with her since. There's a lady that's still in our meetup group. I have not crossed paths. She was sitting next to this lady. She got up. This is what she said. What? You need to mask up. You need to warn people. You need to tell people that you are unvaccinated. She got up. She went clear to the end of the table and sat down. And this the look I had on my face. Okay. Unbothered. This the unbothered look I had on my face. Okay. And I kept talking, and they kept talking, and that was that. Now, like I said, I've not crossed paths with that lady since. I don't know what she would do or say. If she did see me, she should feel like a damn fool. That's what she should feel, but she probably not. She's going to feel justified in that reaction, that public reaction, but okay. And there you go. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no, I stand for stuff. Most women don't get the results they are looking for on dating apps. Yeah, 95% of them. I've already stated this. There is a 5% viability in people meeting a good, healthy person and having a long-term healthy relationship, right? 5%. So 95% of people are not going to find their husband. 95% of people are not even going to find a good boyfriend. Okay? Those numbers, like, would you gamble? Would you gamble if you knew you had a 95% chance of losing? Like, seriously. I hate when women try to act like most women find their husbands on there. No, they don't. 5%. And even, let's say I was generous and said 10%, 90%. Would you put your money down knowing that you had a 90% chance of losing? No, you wouldn't. I always give straight up answers as well. Yeah, I don't lie. Like I said, it's got me in a lot of trouble. Yep, everyone is weak and they want to be politically correct. I didn't take that shot either. I'm so glad I didn't. Yeah, me neither. And like I said, I just have faith. I just have faith. My faith is greater than my fear. And, it paid off. Like, it paid off. I was like, nope, I'm not interested. There's still people to this day getting boosters. There's still people in 2024 that get a booster every year. And I'm like, okay, again, I don't think anything of it. I don't say anything about it. I'm like, that is your unequivocal right to do that. Yes, you can do that until you die. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm going to be taken out of here by something one way or another. I hope it's when I'm 100 years old, but nope, I'm good. He said being politically correct is a very stupid way to live, but that's what we're doing now. That is what we're doing. Yeah, that's what I said too. That's not going to happen. But if I'm being honest, it's one of the reasons why I work for myself, right? Because I did have a lot of friends. This is actually a really sad story. I had a lot of friends and friends who worked for like big corporations. They worked for the hospital, just different, you know, and it was required. It was required to keep their job. And so, you know, I heard these horrible stories and I empathize because I'm like, no, I work for me. Unless I'm going to make me take it, which ain't never going to happen. Like, that's why I work for myself. Is freedom is my highest value. That's the highest value I have, freedom. So when people are always talking about, oh, you know, you don't support free speech and I'm on here disagreeing with you. No, I very much do. You can disagree with me. You can think differently than me because freedom is my highest value. So what would I look like telling you you couldn't be free? That's my highest value. I want the right to be able to say what I think and how I feel without having my business jeopardized, without having my freedom jeopardized. Like, that's what free speech is. We should be able to say what we think and feel. And as long as it's not anything that's like abusive or just wildly disrespectful, it's just a difference of opinion. That's it. But to think that someone can cancel you, that's ridiculous. It's incredibly stupid. I just don't understand it. So, yeah. No. 28 of my coworkers died because there was no vaccine. I'm a critical care nurse and was scared shitless. I heard people say what you said until they were gasping for air. You was just lucky when it came. Okay. I mean, I know Jesus, but all right. I don't need luck. I got Jesus. I got Jesus. Guess what else I got? I got the fact that I am incredibly healthy. I got the fact that I am not overweight. I don't have any chronic conditions. I don't take any medication. See, that's the thing that they didn't talk about enough. They didn't talk about the people who died. They didn't talk about their situation and their health, their poor eating and their diet and them being overweight and having all of these chronic conditions. No, we don't want to talk about that because that's actually a part of the solution. We don't want to talk about the fact that here in America, there are thousands of foods that we sell every day that are banned in other countries. No, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. We want to make it about, you know, selling billions and billions of dollars in vaccine. That's what we want to talk about. But the truth is your body has the ability to heal itself and you have to take care of it. You have to eat right. You have to exercise. You have to go out into the sun. You know, you have to get your mind right. There's things that people need to do. And no, we're not addressing that. We're letting people eat whatever they want, not work out. It's crazy to me. And then they get all these chronic conditions. Yes, those people do die. Those people die in early death, but it's not necessarily, oh, this thing is just wiping out, you know, tons and tons of healthy people. No, I read the information. I read the data. And a lot of these people had chronic health conditions, but we don't want to talk about that. I would rather put that money in stocks and bonds with a 10% chance of success, right? Yes, there are people still taking it. I know several of them, and they know how harmful it is, and yet they still took it. Yeah, that's like I said, that's their right. I would say, you know what? That's your right. I'm not going to talk you out of it. He said, mark my words, we will turn around the political correct nonsense as the economy keeps changing. Freedom is the highest value. That's why I work for myself as well. Much better way to live. Yeah, that's it. That's it. He says, you must have unprotected sex because you are going to die of something, right? No, I don't have sex, Kevin Johnson 8001. So that's not something I got to worry about. I don't have sex. See? I don't have sex. I'm not married. Now, if I was married, if I had a husband, a good, loyal, faithful, kind, wonderfully masculine man, I will be getting it in. But you're exactly right. I don't have sex. So, yeah. That's called being smart. That's all. That's the thing. No medications because they affect other vaccinations. Personal responsibility. Yep. Def gotta anticipate. Okay. Okay. But yeah, y'all don't want to know what I really think. Like, that's the truth. Y'all don't want to know what I really think about a lot of different things. Okay. I talk about God because I am ordained and he has downloaded in me to do so. So I'm obedient and he asked me to do it and I do it. That's it. I talk about God. I talk about Jesus. I talk about the Bible. I talk about what I believe makes for healthy relationships because I'm clinically trained to do that. Okay. And I have a lot of years of experience. I talk about solutions, especially for our community. I talk about what men need to do and what women need to do. And the reason why I talk about that is because I actually give a damn about y'all. I actually care. Okay? Like, really hear my heart on this. If I didn't care, y'all know there's thousands of other things I could be doing other than this. But because I actually care about people, I actually care about the world and the state of the country and where it's going. I have 3 kids that have to live out here. So yes, I have to do everything in my power to change things and to do things differently. But it is like, oh my gosh, it's y'all, can we be honest? It is nothing worse than trying to save people from themselves. It's like jumping into the ocean and it's a bunch of people in there drowning and they pushing you away. No, let me drown. That's what it's like. Let me drown. Don't try to save me. No. That's what it's like most days. To try to save drowning people. That's how ignorant people are. Well, I should be allowed to just drown. I should be allowed. No, God say otherwise. God say he created you for a purpose. And so what? You just born into the world to just die? To just die for no good reason? No, I will not. Not on my watch. I will not stand on my watch and allow it to happen. That's it. So how you feel about me is how you feel about me. But I actually care. Especially because I have 3 children. I want to see them get married. I want to see them have healthy families. And I want them married to people who aren't crazy. like seriously. Okay? That's it. That's it. Good, healthy, loyal, faithful, loving people, kind people, believing people. Yeah. I want that to still be a thing. So yeah, a lot of people, they love giving their 2 cents. They love, saying this and saying that, but they're not doing anything. You're not doing anything about it. The time is now. We have to do something about it. We have to stand up. Because if we don't, trust me, the people who don't care, they win. They win. They don't care. People who care about money more than anything or, their agenda more than anything, those people will win. And then you're going to be complaining about them. Can you believe that these people, you're like, well, that's like telling a fire it's on fire. Well, yeah. It's rough, y'all. It's rough. But like I said, God has already told me to do this. And there's plenty of days where I'm like, you sure? Because did you mean right now? Like, you want me to talk about this now? Because you sure? Like, you didn't make a mistake? He's like, no, somebody needs to hear this. One person. I don't care if one person hears something you say and it brings them to me or it changes things in them. It makes them think. It makes them critically think. Yes, I need you to say this. So That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. But y'all already know I focus on relationships because relationships is the foundation of all of it, right? We could be the richest person in the world. We could be the most beautiful or handsome person in the world. We could be the strongest person in the world. We could have everything our hearts desire, but our relationships suck. We will be unhappy. Think about all the wealthy people in the world. Think about all the famous people in the world. And when their relationships suck, like there's tons of famous people who have unalived themselves, okay? And unalived other people. They had everything in the world. And yet, but if your relationships suck, if you're bitter, if you're lonely, if you're angry, if you're anxious, if you're hopeless, if you're defeated, right? Doesn't matter the things you have. If you don't have your health, that's another one I'm always talking to people about, and they hate it. I'm like, hey, you sure you want to eat that? Hey, you want to go for a walk? Hey, you want to go outside and get some sun? Hey, you want to go in the garden with me? Hey, let's take the dog for a walk. Like, they don't want to hear that. But when they can't do it, when they can't go outside, when they can't move around, when their health is failing them, then they're going to wish they did. These are the things that matter. These are the things that matter. My health, okay? My relationships with my children, giving back, helping people. Those are the things that make my life worth living. That's why I'm here and happy, because I'm actually doing things that make me feel good and purposeful, that make me feel needed. And these are things that I enjoy. So yeah, that's what I want to encourage people to do. But your relationships is a big part of a good life. It really is. And I'm speaking to men now because a lot of men do not prioritize relationships. They prioritize making money. They prioritize their businesses and, their goals and all that stuff. And that's well and good. I have goals. I have dreams, However, you got to put it in perspective, because you're going to gain all of that, and you're not going to have a really good woman by your side. You're not going to have someone who loves you for you. You're not going to have someone you trust. You'll have something on your arm. You'll have a trophy wife on your arm that you can show off, but you'll go to sleep at night not really knowing that that person cares about you. That's a horrible existence. Absolutely horrible. Okay? He says, Ecclesiastes 10:2-3, the heart of the wise leans to the right, the fool to the left. Amen, amen, amen. Preach it. You're helping many. People do not have the courage to speak up and agree with you, but I'm sure they are absorbing your information. I hope so. I really hope so. Okay? And to the people on my platform where you may not be a Christ follower, I have those people where they say, Anita, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christ follower. I'm just spiritual, whatever. And I'm like, okay. And yet, I hope that something I'm saying resonates, that something, that I'm saying and that I'm doing is resonating, because this is what God has spoken into my life. He said, Anita, just enjoy life, right? Be happy, enjoy life, be passionate, be purposeful. And people will wonder, like, what is going on with her? Like, what is going on with this woman? Like, why is she happy? Why is she so passionate? Why is she on fire? What is that about? And people will, they'll get really interested. Like, what is that about? You don't get depressed. You don't get down. It's very rare. It's very rare that happens. And it's because I'm walking in what God placed me to do. I have community. I have people in my life. I have purpose in my life. So he's always taught me that. That's why it's so important that we have integrity. We have to be who we say we are, right? So I have to be that person all the time, because if not, people will peel back that curtain and they're like, oh, Anita's on OnlyFans, which is hilarious. I remember telling my mom once, I was like, yeah, Mom, I'm on OnlyFans. And she's like, what? What is that? It was hilarious. My kids were like, what? Everybody at the table was like, but no, I'm not on OnlyFans. But that's why we move in integrity, right? That's why I dress the way I do. That's why I talk the way I do. That's why I do the things I do. That's why I put my grocery cart back, right? We have to walk in integrity because even if no one else sees us, God sees us. Everything I do at this point in my life, I do it unto the Lord. That's what the Bible tells us. And you should get to that place too, where you're not doing it for people. You're doing it to Him. Okay? Remember that. All right. I got to get going. And thank you so much. Is it Fried 5670? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But I hope you all have a great day. I support free speech over here. Okay? You are free to disagree. I have plenty of people who do, okay? And we have lively discussions, okay? I just don't want you to be disrespectful. I don't want you to be unkind. I don't want you to be bullying. I don't want you to call names. See, that's when I have to delete, I have to block you because that's what I'm not going to stand for. But you are welcome to have a difference of opinion. That is perfectly fine. Like I said, freedom is my highest value. And I do believe that even, there's people out here who believe their gender is Zir. Okay. The lady on the line, what's your gender? Zir. Okay. Okay. She's well within her right to think her gender is Zir. Okay. I know there's only two genders, but anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. There's only two genders. But, there are people out here who believe in something totally different. And, it would concern me if that person ever had a family or, it could affect other people. That's going to concern me. But, for the most part, I kind of let people do what they do. But what I'm noticing now is that what people are doing are now affecting other people. And any time that I go on a date with a man and I sit across the table and he starts spouting Kevin Samuels or he asks me my body count or he starts, telling me something he saw on some Red Pill podcast or telling me all women are fill in the blank. That's a problem. That's a problem because now, I'm like, okay, what? Like, I'm just looking around like, bruh, what is happening? What is happening right now? Like you're on a date trying to get to know me and you're talking crap about women. What would make you think I will want to keep seeing you? That don't make sense, right? And I have to tell women that. That's why I tell women, if you're bitter, if you're angry, if you're lonely, if you're tired, do not engage with men. Do not engage with men because it appears that you hate men, okay? And why would a man want you? Why would he want to keep dating you and you hate him? Any man with good sense is not going to do that. So, no, take a break. Get yourself together. Okay? Mo like that. He says, I connected with you through Trey Kearney's page, and I'm always appreciative of engaging with sound-minded people. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, but y'all have a great rest of the day. I got to run and pick up my mom from the airport, y'all. Her trip got cut short. Her trip to Hungary got cut short because they're having some sort of problem with the flights or the airlines over there. And look, they told my mama, so she's scheduled to come home on Wednesday. Today is Monday. She's scheduled to come home on Wednesday. They said, no, we can't get you out Wednesday. We can get you out Saturday or Friday or Sunday. She said, no, she wasn't staying that long. And so they said, well, we can get you out today. So she said, just send me home. So she coming home. So I got to pick her up from the airport at 6:30. But I hope y'all have a great rest of the day. We had a little rain shower. It has made it even more humid than it normally is. If you would like to see this video in its entirety, please head to YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody you think could benefit from it, okay? But all of my lives go over to YouTube. I do not repost them on Instagram anymore. And honestly, if I did, they would probably be for subscribers only. So subscribers would be able to see my live. But everybody else, you're going to have to head over to YouTube. All right? Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, stay open to love.